At today's Bitcoin price, if you were to invest $100 per week and Bitcoin did not appreciate in value and stayed at the same price of, I think right now it's about $58,000. If you were to invest $100 per week and Bitcoin stayed at the same price and waited for you, it would take you over 11 years to acquire just one single Bitcoin. And that's what I was thinking about today, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Good morning, everybody. You guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels, but you guys can join me for my morning coffee. And I had kind of a shower thought about this morning. On a lot of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency subreddits, I see people, I finally got my first 0.01 Bitcoin, or I finally got my 0.1 Bitcoin, or I'm dollar cost averaging, I quit smoking cigarettes, I quit going out to the bar, and I'm putting all my money into Bitcoin. I finally hit this amount of Bitcoin, and I think everybody is on the quest to get that one whole entire Bitcoin. And here's something interesting to think about. Actually, before we get into that, I have a question for you guys. So for those of you guys who are new investors to the cryptocurrency space or to Bitcoin, does the huge price of Bitcoin make it unpalatable to you as an investor, right? Like from a psychology standpoint, we like nice round even numbers. We don't like fractions. I know a lot of people say, oh, someday it's going to be about stacking Satoshis as opposed to acquiring a whole Bitcoin. But I think in most people's heads, most people want to have a whole Bitcoin. And with Bitcoin price at $58,000, I mean, shit, that's the price of a luxury car. That's the price of a home in a lot of areas of the country. And not a lot of people have $58,000, let alone $58,000 that they can plunk down on one Bitcoin. And so it got me thinking, if somebody were dollar cost averaging $100 per week, how long would it take them to, this fucking idiot's going to make a U-turn. How long would it take them to acquire one Bitcoin? So we take $58,000, we divide by 100. We divide by 100, and that gives us 580. We divide 580 by 52 weeks in a year, and that gives us 11.3 or something like that, 11.15. So it's going to take you over 11 years investing $100 per week to acquire a whole Bitcoin. And again, that's calculating that Bitcoin stays at $58,000. If Bitcoin doubles in price, all of a sudden that 11 years go to 22 years. A lot of people are speculating that this year Bitcoin could hit as high as $130,000. And that's even, I don't know that that'll happen, but that's even thought of to be somewhat of a conservative investment by some banks like JP Morgan and others. If it hits that price, I mean, you're looking at 30 plus years for you to acquire one Bitcoin. And here's another interesting thing to think about. When I made my first ever video about Bitcoin, it was sometime in 2016. I'd been involved in Bitcoin and crypto for a couple years prior, but I didn't make my first video about it until 2016. And at that time, I remember Bitcoin had just flash crashed to $487. So if you think about it, when I made my first video about Bitcoin, if you invested $100 per week for 5 weeks, you would have over one Bitcoin. What just a couple years ago would have taken you just 5 weeks to do, a little bit over a month, today would take you over 11 years. And again, over the course of that 11 years, it's almost guaranteed that Bitcoin is going to rise in price substantially. So you're probably looking at, I would say, probably 20 plus years to get one Bitcoin by investing $100 a week. And I know $100 a week doesn't seem like a lot of money, but when you think about it, $100 a week is $400 a month. $400 a month, I mean, in some areas of the country, that's a mortgage payment. That's probably a car payment. If you're renting a room, that's potentially your rent for the month. Like, $100 a week doesn't sound like a big amount of money, but $400 a week or $400 a month, I mean, that's not chump change. And when you think about the people who are most interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and the biggest investors, we are getting institutions and older people getting interested in getting in. But it's millennials and Gen Z. It's you and I. And when you think about, our generation, wages haven't kept up with the cost of college, the cost of inflation, the cost of housing. These two generations are burdened with student loan debt, kind of their own fault, but, our generations tend to have very high car payments. So the idea that somebody even has $100 per week extra money to throw into crypto, I mean, even that is probably a relatively small percentage of the population, especially amongst Gen Zs, and it just kind of, it's just kind of impressive in terms of the growth of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency over the past couple years. And then it kind of got me thinking about this, at what point, I think you're already starting to see new investors like, oh, I don't want to buy Bitcoin. Even if I throw $500 in, I'm getting like 0.0001. It just doesn't seem like you're getting very much for your money. So I think we're already starting to see new investors. I can get a Litecoin for a couple $100 as opposed to Bitcoin. Maybe I'll buy a Litecoin, or BNB. It's a number 3 coin. It's BNB just surged, man. BNB was at like $290 not that long ago. I think it was like $412 last I looked. Is somebody can say, I got $500, I could get 0.0001 Bitcoin, or I could get, one whole Binance coin, or, I got $2,000 to invest. I could get an Ethereum, or I could get 0.00, whatever Bitcoin. I think we're starting to reach a point where new investors, are going to be kind of, are going to find the price of Bitcoin to be somewhat unpalatable, and are going to go into other cryptocurrencies. One thing I think is worth mentioning, I see a lot of new investors like, they want to get a coin that's worth like fractions of a penny because, oh my gosh, if it went up to $1, I'm able to buy 50,000 coins for, $200, and if it were to go up to $1, I got $200,000. You got to figure there's a reason why Bitcoin's at $58,000, and there's a reason why that coin you're looking at is at 0.03 of a penny, right? Like, you don't necessarily have to look for cheap coins. If you make 10 or 20% on a trade, that's 10 or 20%, whether the cost of that coin is $58,000 or whether the cost of that coin is, a hundredth of a penny. 10% is 10%. But let me know what you guys think. I see this going one of two ways. Either people start looking at investing in Bitcoin as stashing Satashis, or people just kind of start to get turned off as, I don't have enough money to make a significant investment in Bitcoin, so I'm just going to go for the altcoins instead, or I'm going to buy this other coin instead. And so I guess it kind of got me thinking, if you do have an interest in cryptocurrency and you're kind of turned off to investing in Bitcoin, another way to look at it is, let's say in a year or two from now, Bitcoin's at $130,000, $150,000, $200,000. It would be that much longer it would take to acquire your first Bitcoin. And, like the old parable or phrase or whatever goes, the best time to plant a tree was yesterday, and the next best time to plant a tree after yesterday is today. So if you've been sitting on the fence, get in. But I'd be curious to know, are you looking at it as I want to stack sats, or are you looking at it as I got to find some different coins, or maybe I just want to swing trade some altcoins. I want to find something that I can stake and make some passive income so that I can continue to plow that money into Bitcoin, as opposed to just being reliant on my own $100 that I'm throwing in every week for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. If you guys are looking to start acquiring more cryptocurrency, there's a lot of different ways to do so. I think I've made a couple videos recently about ways to acquire free cryptocurrency. I mean, this isn't necessarily going to get you to that whole Bitcoin overnight, but there's tons of sign-up bonuses out there. Voyager right now will give you $25 for signing up for Bitcoin. I'll put a link down below. Coinbase will give you $10 for signing up for an account, plus another $250 I think it works out to in Coinbase Earn. Put a link for them down below. You could be an affiliate marketer. I think to date, I've made about half a Bitcoin off of the Binance affiliate program. For those of you guys who are on Binance.us, that's kind of an untapped market. I notice most people are talking about Bitcoin, most people are talking about Binance.com. There's not a ton of people out there referring people are talking about Binance.us. Binance.us has a similar affiliate structure to Binance.com. That's another way you can make some money. Again, I'll put links down here to where you can sign up for all these affiliate programs down below. You could, this isn't necessarily earning crypto, but start creating some passive income on the side, start making some money on the side, start freelancing, start affiliate marketing, make some extra money outside of the money that you need to live on to continue to plow into crypto. You could try to swing trade altcoins and shitcoins, or, try to find those 10xers, those 20xers, make your money and roll back into Bitcoin. Although most people who try to do that wind up failing. And it also, I've noticed Steemit and a lot of these blogging for crypto platforms are starting to come back. I thought Steemit was kind of dead. I recently put about 1,000 Steem into Steemit. I'm only making about a nickel per upvote, so there's not a whole lot of incentive for me to just kind of upvote myself. And I do feel like Steemit's kind of gone downhill over the years. I hadn't played around with it for a couple of years. I saw Brian Phobos was getting back into it, so I was like, I'll take another look at Steemit. the value of Steem and Steam-backed dollars has gone up, so I've made a little bit of money off that, but I decided to power down my Steem account, and I'm going to throw that to another investment. I did get started on Leo Finance and Hiveblog. I think these are like, there is a relationship between all of them because I can log into the same account with my Steemit keys. I believe Hive forked off of Steemit about a year ago, and I'm not sure how Leo Finance is connected to those two, but I believe Leo Finance is connected too. There's another blogging platform you can actually get paid in Ethereum for blogging. Most people aren't going to make a ton of money, but you know, if the price of crypto continues to go up, the money that you're making off there could be significant. At one point, you know, I got started on Steemit in like 2016 before the 2017 bull run took place. And when I first got started on Steemit, I think I threw $5 into there to get, or $500 into there to get that voting bar to where I could, you know, change how much I want to vote on a post. And then I just kind of, you know, started blogging and kind of stacking Steem. And at one point, my account was worth like $18,000. Obviously, the price of Steem wound up, or the price of really all cryptocurrencies, but especially Steem, wound up crashing. And the way Steemit works, in order to kind of put your Steem to power your account and get more voting power and make more money on there, you have to lock it up or power it up. And then it takes, I think, like 13 weeks or something like that to power it down. So by the time I could pull my money off the platform, the price of Steem and the Steam-backed dollar had tanked. But the Steam-backed dollar is way above where Steem is right now. So if you did want to plow some money into Steemit and you were going to be actively blogging and kind of upvoting your own posts and things like that, there's some opportunities to make money there. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts about this. Like, is this stat surprising to you? Does it kind of sour you on Bitcoin and make you look at other currencies? What's kind of your plan with Bitcoin and other cryptos? And are you utilizing either affiliate marketing, swing trading, earning crypto blogging platforms to try to continue to grow your stash? Let me know your thoughts. Drop a comment down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.